This is the most expensive Valorant loadout, $455 worth of skins that you'll never be able to sell or trade. And this is the most expensive CSGO loadout, worth $148,759. So, video done, right? Well, that only includes skins with nothing special about them, or what traders would call liquids. Now see, many different factors can change how much a CSGO skin is worth, including the float, which determines the wear of a skin, the pattern, which changes how the skin looks, and stickers that can be added on top of skins to make them more unique. And liquid skins will usually just have nothing special about them at all. But since skins are able to be so customized, it allows them to get extremely expensive. So here's the CSGO loadout with the most expensive item equipped for each weapon. But first off, we have some rules. It must exist, it can't be trade banned, and that these prices are just estimates. Now, our first skin is the MP5 Agent, a weapon that most people probably have never even used. And this one has 4 stickers applied onto it from one of the oldest majors in CSGO, Katowice 2014, otherwise known as Kato stickers. And each one of these Vox papers will run you about $400. Since this skin is relatively new and it's on the lowest float of the skin, the stickers will maintain most of their value and it makes it worth $1,200. Already more expensive than the whole Valorant loadout. And that's the cheapest skin, but just wait until the end because it's going to get a lot crazier. Then we have the G3 SG1 Hunter, a T-side auto sniper that actually has 5 sticker slots as opposed to the regular 4 that all other skins have except the revolver. Well, this has 5 NIP hollows applied, but would still only cost you $1,500 because it's not that popular. And some people might even say that it belongs in the toilet.
Hey, I'm in here. Get out.
My bad. And then we have an XM Blue Steel with an iBuyPower hollow and an LGB hollow from Kato 14. And the owner told me that he paid $2,000 for this shotgun, and he applied these 2 stickers, which add another $800. Now, the next skin on our loadout is this MP7 Whiteout with an iBuyPower hollow and a Titan hollow, the 2 most expensive stickers in the game, worth about $50,000 each. And this would be my favorite skin on the list if the positioning was just a little bit better. Now see, what's special about stickers is they actually have different values based on where they're applied on a skin. For example, this iBuyPower hollow is in a horrible position because you can't see it unless you inspect the skin. And even though one of the stickers is covered most of the time, it'll still cost you $3,500. And our second shotgun skin on the list was actually owned by the same guy who bought the XM. And he told me that he spent about $3,700 to buy it. You might be starting to see a pattern here, because the next skin is also owned by QUY, a Nova Hyper Beast with 4 Mouse Sports hollows. Unapplied, these are worth about $3,600, but with 4 of them slapped onto this Nova, it's around $4,500. Now, these next 2 skins are only expensive because of what they trade up to. There's the number 1 lowest float MP9 Wild Lily, which trades up to the AK Wild Lotus. And then there's the number 1 float Negev Mjolnir, which trades up for the Op Gungunir. The MP9 will cost you about $7,000, and the Negev will cost you maybe $8,000. Now, unfortunately, our next skin is a Tech 9 fuel injector with 4 Hellraiser hollows applied. Now, even though these are extremely expensive stickers, why I say it's unfortunate is because a 4x Reason hollow actually used to exist, but it was community banned, leaving us with this Tech 9 that's worth only $8,500. Now, my dualies with 3x Reason hollow used to be the most expensive, up until these 2x iBuyPower hollow and 2x Dignitas hollow ended up selling for $10,000. Absolutely blasting the price of mine out of the water. Next up is a Bison with 3 Reason hollows worth about $45,000 each. And there used to be a 4x version of this skin, but it was banned alongside the Tech 9. So we're left with a 3x worth about $9,500. The most expensive shotgun is this 4x Vox hollow sawed-off Kraken. And for some reason, 3 of these exist. And if you're looking to buy one of these, it'll cost you about $13,000. Our next item is an extremely unique one because it shouldn't even exist. In the DreamHack 13 and Kato 14 souvenir packages, there's originally only 5 collections. And in 2015, when the revolver got added, there was also some new revolver skins that accidentally got added into these packages, including the R8 Bone Mask, which is a pretty big fumble by Valve because it's from the Bank collection. Only 9 of these exist, and the lowest float with a Mountain DreamHack on it sold for $14,000. Our next skin is a 4x Vox Hollow FAMAS afterimage. And I guess Vox Hollow crafts were just extremely popular back in the day because not 1, but 2 of these exist. And if you wanted to buy these, it would be $15,000 each. Now, this next skin makes me wish that I actually used the UMP. We've got a 4x Dignitas Hollow Momentum. This unapplied sticker would probably cost about $20,000. But if you wanted to buy 4 of them on this UMP, it would probably only cost you about $15,000. Wait, that's how much my car is worth. If you're looking for a car, let me know. Coincidentally, the most expensive Galil skin is also my favorite. 4x LDLC Hollow on a Sugar Rush. And I swear I'm not basic, it's just actually nice. The colors of the LDLCs just pop so perfectly on this skin. And if I had $19,000 lying around, I would buy this. Now, the next weapon is probably the weirdest skin on this list. The SG Integral, which is a relatively new skin, and for some reason, this one only has 1 Titan Hollow applied. Which is quite weird because usually when a rich person wants to blow some money, they at least finish the craft. And now we have another Titan Hollow craft on a weapon that nobody will ever use. 4 of them applied onto a P2000 Ocean Foam, which will run you 22k. Now, there's technically 3 of these that exist, but one is... yeah. Now for another weapon that I've never used because I'm an opping god. A Scar 20 Crimson Web with 4 iBuyPower hollows. And if you're interested in buying this, it would probably run you about 25k. But I highly doubt that the collector who bought this will ever sell it because his inventory is worth over $1 million, not even including sticker value. And he also owns the most expensive deagle, but we're going to get to that. And now we have the lowest float skin in all of CSGO. This M249 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 zeros. I originally estimated the price being $11,000. But while I was recording, it actually got traded for an unopened Kato 14 Legends capsule. And that's worth about 25 to 30k. So I was a little bit off. And now we have a skin I would use every single day. The AUG Akihabara Accept with 4 Dignitas hollows. This will cost you $32,000, and I don't think I need to explain why. And now for our first pattern-based skin, the 5.7 Case Hardened Pattern ID 690 with 4 Titan hollows. Case Hardened skins have 1,000 patterns, and the more blue, the more expensive it is. And this skin has the most possible blue and Titan hollows, which makes it worth about 40,000 bucks. And this exact skin was traded up for live on stream.
Stat Trek 690. Come on, come on, come on.
Oh,
it's gonna
please,
be
please.
Which was extremely lucky to hit. And now we have a unlucky skin. A streamer named 1Pixel sold this Mac 10 Heat with 4 Reason hollows in 2019 for about 3,000 bucks. And nowadays it's probably like 45k. Now these next 2 skins are the exact same price. A P250 Gunsmoke and a P90 Death by Kitty, both with iBuyPower hollows, each of which would cost you about 50 grand. Honorable mention is this P250 Whiteout, which would be more expensive, but it's trade banned. Now for the CZ75 Poison Dart with 4 Titan hollows. This is a pretty unusual weapon to see such an expensive craft on, but it does look extremely good in game. So whoever crafted this in 2014 for 5 cents, nice job, but if you want it now, it's gonna cost you about 55k. Actually, I would like to retract my previous statement because the original crafter still owns it. Now we're moving on to the 10th most expensive weapon, a 99.89% Glock Fade with 4 Titan hollows. And of course, 3 of these exist, but 1 is VAC banned. Just a quick loss of 57 grand. Now for our scout, we have a detour with... Actually, I'll let you guys guess first. Is it A, Reason hollows, B, Titan hollows, C, iBuyPower hollows, or D, LDLC hollows? It is C, and this would probably run you about 70k. And now we've got another skin with 4 iBuyPowers, but this one's kind of a waste. You can just barely see them on the M4A1S Hot Rod. You're pretty much just paying 72k because you know they're there. And now for the other silenced weapon, the USP Stainless with 4 Titan hollows. And we only have 1 of these left because 1 was VAC banned and the other one was traded up by a Chinese streamer. Now back in 2018 when it happened, it was probably a $3,500 skin. But since the Kato market has gone up so much and it's the only one left, nowadays it's probably worth about 75 grand. Now for the most expensive pistol in Counter-Strike. We finally have the Desert Eagle Mecha Industries with 4 Titan hollows. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of this skin. I'd much rather have had this on a Deagle print stream because it's basically just an upgraded version. But applying those stickers nowadays would cost over $200,000 when you could just buy this Mecha Mecha Industries for 80k. Now moving into our top 5, we finally crossed the 6-figure mark. Starting off with the Sport Glove Pandora's Box #1 lowest float. These have incredibly good looking knuckles and they're barely scratched. See, factory new Pandora's boxes are the most expensive gloves in CSGO and they rarely sell. But when they do, it's for tens of thousands of dollars. So it makes sense that these are worth about 100k. In M4th place, we have the A4 Howl with 4 iBuyPower hollows. In 2014, the Howl got removed because it had stolen artwork. Since then, the supply has gone down while the popularity has only gone up. And because the richest collectors have to show off their money, they're gonna buy the 4 times iBuyPower hollow version, which will only cost them $250,000. In 3rd place is a souvenir factory new Op Dragonlore with a Pasha bicep signature on scope. In all of Counter-Strike, there are only 115 souvenir Op Dragonlores, and only 17 of those are factory new. And from those 17, only 2 have the signature on scope, the best position, which is why the Pasha Dragonlore would cost you $400,000. And the second most expensive skin on this list is the StatTrak Minimal Wear AKK Sarden Pattern ID 661. Similar to the 5.7 that I mentioned earlier, this is the best pattern blue gem that you can get for the AK. And this skin alone in StatTrak Minimal Wear would cost you about $200,000 to $250,000. But this one has 4 Titan Hollows applied, which will maintain their sticker value, making this a $450,000 AK. Now our last skin is a Karambit Case Hardened Factory New Pattern 387. Over the years, the most expensive knives have gone from fades to crimson webs and then to case hardens because collectors want skins that are more unique than anyone else's. And since every case harden is a completely different pattern, this fits the bill perfectly. The current owner bought this knife in 2015 for $100,000 and then tried to flip it for $50,000 profit. But it's a really good thing that he didn't sell because he now has an offer of $1.5 million, easily making it the most expensive skin in CSGO. Now in total, this loadout will cost you as much as this New York apartment, 385 million Valorant points, or $3.5 million. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already.